So there's good news and bad news when it comes to technical SEO. The good news is that it is easy to use free tools to get a technical SEO audit for your website. The bad news is that you may need to hire a developer for some of these improvements in case you're not comfortable with doing them yourself. So like I said earlier, you can create the best content on the web, optimize it for on-page SEO and off-page SEO. But if your website takes too long to load, you will lose traffic. Google's prioritization policy is users first. And with that in mind, search engines want to demote pages that take a long time to load. Because slow loading pages frustrate users who quickly leave the website without waiting. How often have you yourself closed a web page because it takes too long to load? Very often, right? So Google notices this user behavior and de-ranks your page when it takes a long time to display. So how do you do this? First, you check your page speed insights using this free tool by Google called pagespeed.web.dev. Let's take a look at that. This is pretty intuitive. You simply stick your website in here and wait for the results. Let's take a look at the results for some of these websites. Now you need to aim for green for all of these factors. Yellow is slightly tolerable, but red is not acceptable. It means you should take corrective action immediately. And there are a lot of technical recommendations that you might see here. For example, there are quite a few technical recommendations that are listed here, but there are some simple and highly effective actions that you really should take. So let's talk about those. The first thing you need to do is to compress images. Now, how do you do that? There are plenty of free tools like TinyPNG. This is my favorite go-to free tool. There are other tools that you can see like Pic Resize or Image Resizer that you can use as well. But TinyPNG is what I prefer using. The lower your image file size, the faster your website will load, and you have to try to do this without compromising on the image quality, which is why tools like this will help. These are all free platforms that compress your images without impacting the quality too much. The next thing that you can do is to activate caching. With browser caching, the browser stores your web page data. This means that when your users revisit that page, it loads faster because the browser won't need to send as many requests to the server. The third thing that you can do is to use a CDN or Content Delivery Network. You could use an easy to set up CDN like the one that Cloudflare offers, or you can check with your hosting provider as well if they offer CDN services too. Most premium hosting providers have CDN services too that they offer.